my name's Bea. Welcome to my world. This is my family. This is Mum, Arlo, Dad. This is a picture that my sister Maddie drew, but she's away at camp at the moment. It's called the Underwater Melon Man. This is my room. This is one of my toys called Lightning. I like to read lots of books, but Caroline is my best because she is very strong and brave. In the last 4 years, I feel better now. I can be free to be me and I can be myself. I can be Bea. I'm going to show you my most interesting thing. I have a thing called arthrogryposis, and it means that my feet and ankles were twisted. This is what I call the inside house, and this is Mum's plants, which I think are real. And I have arthrogryposis in my hands too, but I get around with my hands really good as well.
Arthrogryposis is a condition that affects the joints and it starts to make its presence known in utero. Bea has amazingly gotten away with only having her hands and feet affected. Usually it's a whole combination of body parts. Feet, hands, elbows, shoulders, hips, knees, sometimes curvature of the spine. So limited movement in arms, possibly internally rotated shoulders. Bea's the only one I've come across that's only feet and hands.
And here is the Tarzan swing. Before my operation, I looked like I had absolutely no stabled in my feet or any balance, so it would take a long time to do it, whatever I had to, like, run or canter or gallop or whatever I had to do, I couldn't do.
When I look back on footage of Bea walking around and playing outside, I remember that feeling that I had of, it was such a horrible feeling watching her move, thinking about how painful and how wrong it looked and must feel for her body.
When I was 4, I couldn't walk that well as other people could, and my feet were like other people used to say jelly beans. They thought that we could get new legs and new feet.
It's morning, baby. No.
Her feet aren't functional. They cause her pain. They don't look very comfortable at all to walk on, and they're damaging the rest of her body.
My monkey's hurting somewhere.
Because she's got no bend in her foot, to get herself forward, she twists her hips, so she sort of sachets on tiptoes. And just recently she started to get pain in her hip.
See, they're sitting up, so let's get some medicine.
If she's on her feet a lot during the day, then at night it'll sort of come back with a vengeance and she'll be
lots of
really
deep heat.
sore and won't have broken sleep.
When she was 7 days old, an orthopaedic surgeon put her into full leg casts. When she was 4 months old, she had a tendon release surgery. And then immediately after that, she went into DB boots. It was really painful. I'd have to push her feet down to a right angle, and so there was lots of screaming. When she was about 2, she had a huge surgery, which was a total foot reconstruction on both sides. They took the cast off and she couldn't even place her foot in my hand. It was so sensitive. And 5 minutes later, after that appointment, we were sent over to orthotics to force her feet back in those boots. And so we would put them on at 9 o'clock at night, she would scream in pain until about 5 o'clock in the morning, and then we'd take them off, and then she'd sleep for 4 hours, and then she'd have a 4-hour sleep in the afternoon, and then at 9 o'clock we'd put them on again and they'd be screaming. So when she finally was able to put weight on them and they were flat, it was for 3 weeks that she was able to wear shoes and they were flat, and then they started to go back again.
Yeah. You can just move these. I can't fix his leg. She's a girl.
After 4 years of struggling with surgeries and her pain, and also coming to realise that she'll also probably end up having a badly damaged hip, having curvature of the spine, being in a wheelchair, being really inactive, and being an angry person who's always in pain, just thought surely amputation would be a better option.
I get them on like this. I really like them because they cool by my skirt. Let's play hide and seek.
It's a big decision to make, but it's a big decision to decide to have a child. We have to make a decision, and this is the decision that we're deciding to make. You'd be inhuman to feel like it was easy and to not have doubts.
By doing the amputation, hopefully it's like a one-off thing and she gets the prosthetics and then she has a really great childhood. She's going to be more able-bodied, I think, with prosthetics than without. Regular hot chocolate Bea.
With marshmallows.
Let's go.
Yep.
Bag of you. See ya.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye, Dad.
See ya.
Socially, I think that Bea sometimes struggles because all through kindy and all through that time of her life, she was always in pain. So to play freely, it's distracting pain.
At school, I feel confident and not confident at the same time. Like, I'm in between. Well, in school, there's this friend called Kimberly, and she makes me so happy.
Good morning, Bea. Good morning. Have a lovely day.
Yes. Kimberly is my best friend that I could remember. Also is Michaela and Jasmine. Essentially. Precipitate.
Kimberly and Bea met when Kimberly came into Bea's class and her desk was put facing Bea's. And Bea said that they looked at each other and Bea saw Kimberly's hearing aids and Kimberly looked at Bea's feet and then Kimberly said, "We're made for each other."
Make sure I don't see them. Love.
Kimberly's very protective of Bea and sometimes she comes out with really wonderful things like, you can play with me, but you just be yourself. You do what you want to do. Things like that.
Let's go. Let's go.
On the playground, when I play with my friends, I feel like a team, like in the group. I feel like I can do anything with them.
Her strength is nothing I've ever seen before in an adult or a child. She biked to school. She was determined to bike to school when she was 6. And she was sweating and her face was really, really serious. And she was riding this little bike with trainer wheels and it was a chunky concrete. And I was saying to her, "You all right?" And she was just saying, "I'm great." And she biked the whole way to school. And she would have been so sore and awkward, but she refused to stop.
The thing I like about Napier and Hawke's Bay is that because it has heaps of shops that you can go shopping in. That's my favourite part.
Inflatable World is my favourite.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah,
it's very fun. But I hate it when I have to race against my friends to climb up. I always lose and I'm always the last one.
Same. Having no feet feels like I have no things to stable me up, or because I always wobble a little bit when I'm standing still, and so I can't actually be stable. Then
It feels sad, doesn't it? Yeah.
but it also feels exciting because I run quite fast.
Yeah, you do. My flavour's boysenberry. What's yours?
My flavours is mint, chocolate chip, and it's a double scoop, and cookies and cream.
Yum. That tastes delicious.
This?
So what are you going to be when you grow up?
I'm going to be a hairdresser.
I think I'm just going to be a fashion designer. Like probably design clothes and sell them. We can work together.
Yeah, work together. I can do the hair, you can do the fashion.
Yeah.
Passion for fashion. When I was 4, my mum told me a story to help me understand what was going to happen to my legs.
Are you going to be the girl in the story?
Yeah.
Okay, well, once upon a time, there was a big giant man. And he made everything. He made all of the cars and all of the plants and all of the pets and all of the people. One day, he was in the middle of making a little girl
Called Bea.
called Bea. And he heard a really loud banging noise outside. He quickly went, "Oh!" and then rushed outside. But then the little girl thought she might like to get up and have a look at what happened outside too. And when she got up and tried to walk, she discovered that he hadn't finished her off properly and she couldn't really walk properly. And then one day, her mum and dad said to her, "Guess what? The doctor said that he can take off your feet and give you new ones. Build you new ones." They went to the hospital. And the little girl had some medicine and then she went and fell asleep. When she woke up, she looked under the blankets. There were no feet at the end of her legs.
Yeah.
Do you know what she thought then?
What?
She felt a little bit worried.
Yeah.
And then she remembered what that meant.
New feet.
That meant that she was getting new feet.
I don't think that there's any question anyone could answer or anything anyone could say that would make me feel 100% fine about it. But I don't think I think there would be something unusual about you if you could feel 100% fine about someone cutting off your child's feet. So for some people, amputating her feet may seem like an incredibly dramatic way of coping with the situation, when the alternative, they may not see it as being so bad.
Hello, Grandpa. I'll leave you in 2 minutes when you go hunting for leopards. Yep, goodbye.
Amazingly, the difference in her, not just physically but psychologically, from the minute they were gone, has been incredible. 2 days after she had come out from under general, after getting her feet amputated, I lifted the covers up and there were no feet there, and there was blood on the plaster cast, and I felt a bit shaky about it, you know. I mean, her feet were a huge part of my life. I used to fall asleep holding them, you know, every night. I'd be on my knees holding her feet. They represented her to me. They were gone.
I'm gonna get ballerina feet.
She lifted the blankets up and she looked at me, and I was so nervous and really aware of how I was going to respond to her and where that would lead in her mind. And she looked at me and she said, "Oh, Mum, I've got no feet." It was like Christmas. Really, really soon you'll be able to run around and dance like that with Marley, yeah? Let's go. Wave, big wave. Yeah. And press the G for ground. I'm so excited.
I'm gonna get my new
It was really, really moving the first time I saw Bea walk on legs, because I hadn't imagined seeing her with feet. Was really strange and really amazing. And I think that for her it was amazing as well. Yeah, last time. It's good.
It's not going to hurt.
No, it's not going to hurt.
What about down here?
I can feel that.
Can you feel anything up here?
But there I can feel
So
it.
from there up. So the first thing we put on is a sock. That always goes on first. And then a liner. This is a liner because it's soft and spongy. You feel that. You want to put that into there? That's good.
Hey.
See if that'll slide all the way in. That's the girl.
Look at you. Look at you.
Try and take a few steps.
Oh,
You're supposed to walk, not jump.
have a walk, Bea.
I like jumping.
Yeah?
You're not. You're little and I'm
You're
big.
tall.
I'm gonna walk a whole way there.
You're going to walk
you?
all the way over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or over.
Let's go. Let's do it.
I'm not puffed out or nothing.
Yeah, that was a real happy one.
I'm just going to go around the other end, Bea.
Try and tuck your bottom, Bea, so you're standing up tall.
Poke it out this way. Yeah, like that. I can't believe how tall she is.
It's off.
Way more overwhelming than I thought it would be. Way more.
You can do this.
Because she's never ever walked
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Do this.
That's better than,
Sock.
yeah. Yeah, she's never had feet that are that shape.
Ta-da.
I think that she really enjoys pushing herself. So having prosthetics, she could push herself in different ways. Is it hurting, Bea? No. She would practice walking uphill and using just the tippy toes of the feet and trusting that even though they weren't her feet, they were still going to carry her. So she could do more. The horse riding for Bea's been huge, and it's not just the riding of the horse, but it's being able to have a relationship with animals in general.
Hi. Welcome back. How was your holidays?
Good.
Ready to ride?
Yes.
All right, should we get your legs off and your boots on?
Yes.
Also, Dion, the riding instructor, has become a really special person to be. The relationship that they have and the sort of constantly evident belief that Dion has in Bea's ability.
You've cantered on 3 horses now, eh?
Yeah.
Yep. Jonty? Georgie?
And Fred.
Yep. At Riding for the Disabled, we have a huge range of people that come to us for a huge range of issues. Bea's realised that this is something that she can do the same as anybody else. It doesn't depend on having feet. She doesn't need them. She's not at any disadvantage. Bea's relationship with the horses is really good. She's very compassionate and she thinks a lot about what her horses are enjoying. Started his neck, Bea, remember? Start up here and work back. Fred hasn't had any work today. You're his first rider. So do you think he's looking forward to it?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you want to ride today? Are you ready?
Ready? Yep, so you'll have to go through this gap.
Come on.
Get him into a bit of a nicer walk than that, Bea.
When I'm riding a horse, I feel
Bump with your
nervous
legs.
and free and happy.
Give him a bump with your legs.
Riding a horse is hard for me because my legs aren't stable enough
It's
to
not too much to think about, really, is
balance on the
it? Right,
horse.
you ready to have another go?
Yes.
Okay.
When I kick, I want the horse to realise that I want to walk, and whenever
You tell
I
him to
kick,
keep going.
it canters.
A while ago, she was riding in a saddle, but she found it really difficult because it didn't work with the stirrups, and riding with her prosthetic legs didn't really work for her either because she couldn't feel what she was doing with them. Use your legs to keep him going. So, bareback pad is a better option for her. They're good for developing their seat and their core strength and their balance, which Bea will definitely need. Give your legs a wee break while he's not going. Take advantage of the break. So walk to Bea and think about what you're going to do on this next lap. Right. So start trotting when you're ready, okay?
And the wonderful days that
Fane has been my friend for 2 years, and he's made me a painting of a bird in a jug, and now he's made me a song.
amazing young lady called Bea was an 8-year-old twin amputee. She said, I don't need feet to make me complete. I can still kick your ass with my knee. Here we go.
When I was dancing with Fane and singing the song with him, I felt free and I feel like I can do anything and ready to dance.
Checking that out. Okay, try putting the ball down and spinning as fast as you can. Ass, kicking that ass, kicking that ass, kicking that ass. Without the ball. Just you spinning on your feet. Yeah. Kicking that ass, kicking that ass, kicking that ass, kicking that ass.
The personal thing that I want to do is dance. And I really feel like I can do it. Nothing's gonna stop me.
There are two things that Bea does where I get to see her free of any worry. One of them is when she's in the pool swimming, and the other one is when we have music playing and we're dancing together in the lounge. But she also has that desire to perform.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
My name's Leah. Nice to meet you. This is Corin, studio director, and Madison, senior dancer, and Corin's. Good to meet you.
I'm going to get you turned to face the bar. We're going to start with a little bit of bar work using this one. Now I want you to come a little bit closer so that your arms are just coming out from your waist, and we're going to stand up nice and tall. Then we're going to take our right foot and take it forward. Good. And then bring it back.
I really want to see how far she'll go and what she can do with this dancing, because she's got the determination physically and she can really focus on pushing herself.
Good. So all we're going to do is you're going to bring your right leg up, and when that leg lowers down, the stomach's got to squeeze nice and tight to hold you.
So then you're pulling your belly button down to the floor.
Yep. Squash my hand, that's it. Right leg, bend it straight away. Bend, 1, 2, squeeze my hand, 3, 4, good girl, down 5, 6, 7, 8, left. Good girl, over, excellent, hands back. It's been a really good experience having Bea into the studio today, looking at what she's capable of. She's a very confident young lady, and we would love to help her grow in her dance and in her enjoyment of movement. We're going to start on our right. We're going to do 2 steps together out to the side. So we're going to go right, together. That's it. Just finding that centre. Good. Take your time. Right again. Right, together. And swing and clap and swing and clap. Left, out. 1 and together.
One day I would like to be doing tap dancing.
And clap.
And I could be in a concert and everybody would look at me.
Left, out and together and out and.
Dancing, it feels like I'm just free and I can do anything with anyone. I wish Kimberly could see me right now.
I have no doubt in me whatsoever that Bea will grow up to be a really confident, strong, powerful woman and do whatever she wants.
You know what I really want to do now?
What?
I want to hug you.
Me too.
Let's just...
Where are we gonna get our ice cream?
Yay!
Yes! We were just talking about it.
Ice cream, ice cream, ice cream.
Attitude was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.